Hello and welcome to Schedule 1, where we won't just be street dealing, we'll be managing a growing empire. From supply chains, dealer networks, territory control, and yeah, maybe the occasional sprint from the cops, we're taking a business-minded approach to the underground, making spreadsheets for street cred. Let's build something highly profitable and mildly illegal. While we go ahead and design our character here, Tony Bambooni, let me tell you a little bit about my settings. I'm currently running the alternate beta version of the game with 4 quality of life mods installed. We've got a minimap for easier navigation, always on distance markers, just because I like them, stronger multi-drag for smoother mixing, and brighter nights for a better viewing experience. All the mods will be linked in the description down below, but without further ado, let's get into it. And here we are. We are currently in a RV. We have 2 plants growing with nice little grow lights above them. We have a couple of things in our medium storage rack, and we have 10 baggies in our packing station, which we will eventually use to pack some product. Now, a little bit of a spoiler alert. Once you go ahead and do a little bit of the quest, this RV will all blow up, and this will all disappear if you haven't taken it with you. So, to get started, we are going to go ahead and open up our phone. We have, okay, I don't know why he texted us twice, but he said, "I've heard you're in some trouble. Best not to talk over your mobile phone. Go find a payphone." So we are going to do exactly that. We're going to head out into the big, wide, scary world and find ourselves a payphone. Luckily, there is one right out the front of the mechanic here, so we'll go ahead and answer that. God damn, good to hear your voice, buddy. It looks like our luck finally ran out. The feds have got me locked up for a while I wait for trial. Glad to hear you managed to slip out though. Back before I moved to Serena Flats, I used to live out there in Hyland Point. Not the nicest town around, but plenty of opportunity for someone in your line of work. If memory serves, I've got some cash stashed out there. It ain't much, but it'll be enough to get you back on your feet. You can find it stashed near the town hall fountain, in the canal, and behind the supermarket. Go grab it, head back to the RV, and we'll go from there. So before I do any of that, I actually want to run into this gas mart real quick and have a little chat to Meg, because I would like a few more baggies. I'm going to purchase 15 for now, just to make sure that we definitely have enough to package all that product that is currently growing in our RV. And then we're going to head on down and start collecting some of these stashes, but we're not going to collect all 3. We're only going to grab 2 for now, because if you didn't know, this is the spoiler I was talking about before. Once you collect all 3, your RV will go ahead and blow up. So we're just going to grab 2, and then we'll go back to the RV and start harvesting up all our product and disassembling that RV. So I'll meet you guys back over there at the RV. Alright, we are back, and I forgot to water these before we left, but that's going to be absolutely fine. We can grab our watering can out, give it a little bit of a fill, and go ahead and water our plants so that they can continue to grow. That is my bad. This should only need like 2 blobs of water. Hit escape to exit that if you don't need to provide them with full water at the moment. That should be fine for that one. And now, honestly, we just need to wait around a little bit while these 2 grow up. I am going to take the plant trimmers out of our storage container for the moment, and I will also throw another 10 baggies into the packing station, and we'll come back as soon as, well, never mind, it's grown. So we are going to go ahead and harvest this plant. It currently has 13 buds on it. We just go ahead and simply click on every single one of these to fill up our inventory. Now that disappears, we have 13 buds in our pocket. We're going to wait for this one to grow up as well, but in the meantime, we can go ahead and start packing that product. So we go ahead and throw it on the packing station, throw it into a baggie, and throw it down the chute. That's how this works. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. A little bit finicky sometimes, but overall, not too bad. So we'll be back once I've finished this. And with that, we now have 13 OG Kush ready for delivery, and this should be getting close to being grown. In the meantime, we can go ahead and start disassembling things. Now, this is explained to you later in the game, but for those who don't know and want to do it early, you can go ahead and right click on items and they will return to your inventory. So we're going to grab the light, the suspension frame, and the pot. Eventually we will grab these things as well, but for right now we don't need them just yet. Go ahead and harvest this second plant, which only has 8 on it, which is going to be absolutely fine. And then we can go ahead and package these up as well. And with that, we have 21 OG Kush to go ahead and start selling with. I'm going to take these little baggies out, and something that took me a really long time to figure out, you can actually just delete things in your inventory. There is a little discard icon down here. You go ahead and drag them into there and it will go ahead and get rid of them. We need to do that because I want to take some of this stuff with me, but for right now we are also going to grab this pot, this light stand, and this frame, put those in our inventory. Now unfortunately, because we got 21, this is taking up an extra inventory slot, and honestly I don't think it's worth keeping, so I'm actually just going to discard that. And then we can go ahead and also pick up our packaging station and our storage rack, right? That is pretty much everything you can take from here. You can take the trash can if you really want to, but I don't think it's worth the inventory space. All of the places that you unlock eventually have them anyway. So that is that. That is the RV disassembled. We are now going to go back into town and grab the stash near the canal, and then the story will move on from there. So once we've done that, we'll come back. And here is our last dead drop. We'll grab that, and now we need to head back to the RV. Oh my goodness, it exploded. Who saw that coming? I definitely didn't. So we're gonna head back there and see what is going on. And that's why I took the 2 furthest ones first, just so that I didn't have to run as far. Small little thing, but it makes a little bit of a difference. You've got to wait for your plants to grow anyway, so that is what I like to do. And there is a note. Welcome to Hyland Point. This is our territory. Don't interfere. From TB. We have no idea who that is, but we need to definitely talk to Uncle Nelson again because we need his advice for sure. So let's go back over to this payphone, see what he has to say for himself. Well, shit. That's not ideal. There's a powerful cartel in town, the Benzies family. I figured they'd eventually be a problem, but didn't think they'd find you this quickly. Looks like you're going to need somewhere low-key to stay for a while. Head over to the motel and ask about getting a room. After that, you'll be needing some new equipment. Actually, we won't because we saw this coming. There's a hardware store just northeast of the motel. Grab a grow tent, soil, and watering can. So we are going to head to the motel, but in the meantime, we can actually open up our map and see any potential customers we might have. Because normally you're not meant to have product at this point, but we do. So we're going to go and talk to Peter File over here and see if he wants a free sample of our merchandise. I'm sure he won't say no, but the question is, will he like it or will he not? I went past him. He must be in here potentially? No. He must be in here? Yes. So sorry about this, Thrifty Threads, but we are going to offer Peter here some free flowers just to see what he's doing. In case you're curious how I just did that, if you shift right click, you can move one at a time. We'll go ahead and offer him that and see if he actually likes it. Give him a second. Not bad at all. We now have our very first customer, which is absolutely very exciting. And with that being said, we're going to go back into our phone, go to products here, choose OG Kush, which is currently what we have, well now 19 of, and we're going to list that for sale at the recommended asking price so that they can start ordering from us. I'm going to make our way over and talk to all of these people, as well as talk to the people at the motel to see whether or not we can get ourselves a room. Are you someone that I need? No, you are not. You're not a customer yet, so we can ignore you for the moment. But we do need to go ahead and talk to the motel owner, Donna. And Donna here might also like a free sample. So let's get that going. Absolutely. So we will hear from her, but we do also need to go ahead and rent a room. That's going to be $75. We can absolutely go ahead and do that. And this is our brand new space. So yeah, this is what we're currently working with. It's not much, but it's going to have to do. So we are going to throw down a couple of these racks. We're going to put pots in the middle of them and throw our grow lights back up the top, mostly just to save a little bit of room. We do also have some more storage that we can throw down. I'm going to throw that there, grab this and throw that there. This is how I sort of like to organize my storage because you can access them from the ends. Sort of saves a little bit of room. And then we can probably go ahead and throw down our packaging station somewhere there. Should be fine. That bin is full, so we'll deal with that later, but that for now is going to be what we end up with. Organize our inventory just a little bit. We did get a text message from Kathy Henderson. She is after 3 OG Kush. She can pay $130 for it. I'm going to say, how about 4? Actually, no, we don't have that much just yet. I'm going to say deal, and we're going to schedule this for late night. The reason that I want to do that is you get a little bit of a bonus when you deliver late at night. And it means we can just do all our deliveries at one single time. So that is going to be nice for us. Next stop is the hardware store to go ahead and get a couple of things. We'll sort of slide past the police over there. Hope they don't notice what we're up to. And yeah, it's going to be good. So we are now at the hardware store. We are tasked with buying 1 soil because we have absolutely everything else we need. I am, however, going to grab myself another grow tent. I'm going to grab 6 soil, and I'm going to grab probably, I'm going to see if I can carry 40 baggies at this point. I might not be able to. And we should also grab ourselves a trash grabber and some trash bags. I think I can fit all of that in my inventory, but I'm not 100% sure. That should pretty much do us. The only problem is we can't actually pay for this. We have $300 in cash, but this needs to be on our card to be able to use. So we just go over here to the ATM and deposit our cash. I'm going to just deposit all of it for the moment, and then we should be able to go ahead and buy that. So we'll talk to Dan. I'd like to purchase something. Thankfully, he remembers what we wanted. Unfortunately, those baggies didn't all fit because they live in stacks of 20. So we're just going to purchase 20 of them. We are going to go ahead and tell him that we are a drug dealer. He says, haha, good one, partner. Tell you what, take some speed grow on the house. Them marijuana plants will love it. Thank you. We're not going to get it because our inventory is full, but you know, it is what it is. I probably wouldn't have used it anyway. So now we can head back to the motel room. We did get another text from Mick Lubbin asking for a little bit of our product, and we can go ahead and deal with that. So back in our hotel room, we now have soil. We can go ahead and throw that in our pots. Cut the top off, throw it upside down, wait for the pot to fill, and we'll do the exact same thing with the other one here. Upside down, wait for it to fill, and then we need to go and talk to Uncle Nelson at the payphone. So I'm going to drop off a bunch of stuff in here. Bags, trash grabber can stay on me. I'll keep the grow tent now, and that can go over here somewhere, and the baggies can go in there as well. All right, we did have a text message. Mick Lubbin wants some product. We'll go ahead and schedule that for late night. And you want some product as well. We'll go ahead and schedule that as well. We need to go ahead and find ourselves a payphone. All right, you're almost ready to go, but you're missing one key ingredient, weed seeds. You'll need to speak to a supplier to get your hands on some seeds. I've passed your number on to Albert Hoover, the local weed seed supplier. Send him a message and request a dead drop. I've vouched for you so you won't have to pay up front. Your order will go on your tab, which you can pay off in the future. That's absolutely perfect because we don't have any cash left really, but we can go ahead and send Albert Hoover here a message asking for a dead drop. I'm going to go ahead and order 9 seeds since we have 3 pots to deal with. Actually, did I buy a pot for that grow tent? And also, did I need to? That is the question. So I can throw that, well, we might move some stuff around here. Let's grab this, throw it in our inventory, and just throw it in there for the moment because it's kind of in the way. We'll grab this and move that to there. Grab, you have trash in you, so we need to grab ourselves a trash bag and empty that. You can just sit over there for the moment. I will move you to be somewhere out of the way. You can sit there. And then we can grab our 3rd grow tent and throw that down in there. Grab ourselves the soil and empty it into here. We need to wait for our dead drop anyway, so this isn't a big deal, and we also have to wait 2 hours before we can deliver any of those things. In the meantime, we can clean up in here a little bit just with our trash grabber. It is very, very helpful. We can throw that all into the bin, and we can take this out to be thrown away. Now, there are 2 ways to throw away your trash. You can either throw it in one of these dumpsters, or you can head over to one of these machines. Put your trash down, open it up, throw your trash in, close it, and press start, and it will process your trash into cash. That is $10 that we did not have before. Happily take that. Now, what else do we need to do? That is the question. We need to find more of our customers. So we should probably go and talk to Chloe and Ludwig over here. Also talk to Peggy and Geraldine and try and build up a customer base. We have another delivery that we can absolutely schedule for late night. So I'm going to go talk to a few customers and then we will come back and complete these deliveries. All right, so we have our first deal here. You can see we actually can't begin these deals until an hour. So they actually sometimes show up a little bit earlier and you can go ahead and complete those deals. I'm going to go ahead and give Mick 2 OG Kush here. He's going to say thank you. We are going to get a $14 curfew bonus because it is past curfew, which means if we are spotted by the police, they will arrest us on the spot. But the reason I actually came over here was to knock on this door and talk to Geraldine here, offer them a free sample and see whether they would like to be a customer. So I'm going to continue on. We are going to deliver all of this product, continue talking to different people around town, try and avoid the police if we can, and yeah, we will go from there. So I'm going to do a little bit of running around as we see a little bit of a foot patrol over there. They're a little bit suspicious of me, but they don't really seem to notice me too much, so we can continue walking around relatively safely. We just need to be a little bit careful. Man, that was close. That was too close. Where are they? Oh, right there. Right there. So that's kind of annoying, but we can probably go ahead and sneak behind this to get out of their line of sight. The only problem is we need to be in this building and they're going to spot us for sure. Can we get around the back and not get seen while still also knocking on the door of this building? That is the question. Maybe is the answer. You can see me there. Where is the door to this building? Like genuinely, where is the door to this building? I genuinely have no idea where the door to this building is. Maybe it's around the side. Hold on a second. Let me have a look. Let me have a look around. Ah, there's the door. But we can't knock on it. Okay, well that's fun. Anyway, we can get them later. We do need to go ahead and make a deal over here though, which is going to be tricky with those cops there. Let's see if we can't sneak around a little bit. Lose them. This is going to be tricky. I know there is a way to do this. Lose interest. Can you see me there? No, but you can. What if we sneak? Nope, that also doesn't help. Okay, do they ever move? Do they ever move? How do I get to you? If we just run. Okay, they didn't like that. Okay, we're now running. We're now running. First night on the job, we're running from the police. It's going to be fine. How fast are they? Oh, we're alright. Just need to cut down here. Try and lose them a little bit. And scooch down this way. That's the police station. We probably shouldn't be anywhere near that. There's the cops. We're just wanted at the moment and no one can currently see us, so we're going to go ahead and hide in a dumpster. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Oh no. Oh no, we're not fine. We're not fine. Run! I got tased, but I'm still running. We're okay. Can we scooch behind here? Yeah, let's do this. Scooch around this way. Get away from me. We can make a delivery. Hi, you want some product? There you go. See ya. We're good. We're good. I don't see any police. We might be good. Alright, so that is the risk of going out at nighttime. Where did we end up? We're up here. We should be able to go ahead and make the delivery up here, no problem. But yeah, I don't know how we're going to deliver that other one. Let's go ahead and get you your product. And Beth Penn we could probably go and talk to. But yeah, that one is going to be hard. Next to the barbershop. Oh, police, get away. Oh no, they saw me. Well, this first night is not going well. I can tell you that. Deal is expiring soon, the deal for Donna. Yeah, we know that. And we are currently just running from the cops. Trying to hide. Oh no, they saw me. This is not going well. I've never had so many problems starting this game before. We should be able to find somewhere to hide back here. I think we'll be safe back here. I don't think they know where we are. It is currently 4 AM, so we need to go to sleep to progress to tomorrow. But for right now, we're just trying to make this delivery. No, get away from me. Oh, that was close. Potentially we can drag these guys away. Yeah, they're not there at the moment. So let's just try and get away as best we can. Try and hide. We might be able to hide in this dumpster. I don't think they're going to look for me down here. Get in. Nope, they saw me. Keep running. Oh no, I'm trapped. Ah, get away from me with your tasers. Let me go through here. I really don't want to get caught because it's going to cost us money that we just made. Get in this dumpster. Oh, he didn't see me. Oh my goodness. What an eventful first night. Should we potentially turn our flashlight off so that there's not a giant light coming out of this bin? Alright, they're all over the place at this point. It's not going fantastically. We also need to collect our drop at some point as well. Behind the grocery store. Okay, we shouldn't be wanted here in a second. Alright, we're officially not wanted anymore. Is it safe to come out? Can I even get out? Yeah, there we go. Alright. That's police. That's police. My goodness. We're going to have to be very sneaky if we want to get this deal done. Alright, they're heading back that way. We can sort of follow them because they're a little bit silly like that. Just make sure they don't see us. But we can literally walk behind them. And they have no idea we're here. So that's always a fun thing you can do. And then we're going to cut through this way. Hope no one sees us. Hopefully they don't just go ahead and stand back at the front of that building though. And they might. Alright, you can't see me here. You can see me there. I genuinely don't know how I'm going to do this. If I run up to this sign, can you see me here? No. Okay, where is this deal? It's supposed to be right here. Oh, you're right there. Okay. I can stand behind this tree. Hey, could you come over here, lady? Get behind the tree. Okay, you can't see me here. If I crouch and walk this way, you still can't see me. Talk to her. Complete the deal. Oh my goodness. Done. Thank you. Run away. That was hard. That was far harder than it needed to be. Run across here so no one sees us. And now we can go ahead and grab our weed seeds from behind the grocery store. That was a lot. Okay, thank you. We can now get out of here, go back home, plant these bad boys, and go from there. Alright, we are back home. We can go ahead and grab our OG Kush seeds, pop the top, throw the seed in, and bury that in the soil. We're going to do that 3 times, get all 3 of these planted and growing, and then we'll go ahead and water them, and that should be it. So we go ahead and water, just aim for the thing, fill up the pots, and go from there. All right, the next objective is to buy 10 baggies. I don't think we need to do that. We can just grab them out of our inventory there. I will go ahead and throw the rest of these seeds in there for the moment. Those are now officially growing. It is also asking us to buy a trash bag, dispose of the trash bag. I can probably go ahead and fill this up. Grab this trash, throw this in there, bag this trash, and we now need to dispose of this trash bag. Hopefully there's no cops around. And we can go ahead and throw that in the recycling. Get our little bit of starting cash. Another $6. Not too bad. And we also need to call Uncle Nelson. All right, you've finished a few deals and made some decent cash, but if you're looking to make real money, you'll need to expand your operations. More product and more customers. The best way to gain new customers is to give a free sample to a friend of an existing customer. You can view all potential customers on your map, grab some weed, and give them a free sample. With a bit of luck, they'll agree to become a customer. To keep up with more customers, you'll need more product. The motel room isn't going to cut it for much longer. Time for an upgrade. There's a cheap room for sale above the Chinese restaurant just north of your motel room. Save up $800 and then go ask about buying the room. So we will 100% absolutely do that. We actually already almost have $800 in our bank account, but that probably won't be the first purchase we make. For right now, these aren't growing because time is stopped, so we are going to go ahead and sleep for the night. With that, we sold 11 OG Kush, we made $546 and got 595 XP on our very first day. That is going to level us up from Street Rat 1 to Street Rat 2. That is not going to unlock anything, but we will then go ahead and level up to Street Rat 3, which will unlock the jar, PGR, and speed grow. And do we get another level? So close. So close. So Street Rat 3 after our first night. These are growing, but because I waited a little bit before going to bed, I am just going to hit them with a little bit more water to make sure that they grow fully. That should be fine, and that should be fine, just like so. All right, so we are pretty much set up. The thing that I want to do first is go ahead and grab myself a few more customers if I can, but I would also like to go to the hardware store and grab myself a little bit of fertilizer. So I'm going to go around, grab some people, give them a free sample, see if they want to become customers. Looks like there was someone over here as well. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll meet you guys at the hardware store. Alright, here we are at the hardware store. I'm going to talk to old Dan over here, and I'm going to grab myself let's say 9 fertilizer. That is going to require $270, so we need to go ahead and deposit another 100 into our bank account. It should be simple enough. Go ahead and do that, leaving us with 462. We now go ahead and make that purchase. Purchase, thank you. And I'm going to continue going around talking to a few more potential customers. Any deals that I do accept, I will be accepting for late night, which is going to be absolutely fine. And I'll meet you guys back once we come back to the motel room to harvest our product. Right, we are back at the hotel room. These plants are almost fully grown, but we can still go ahead and fertilize them basically anytime before you harvest them, and you will still reap the rewards. So that is something to note. This can be a little bit frustrating trying to get full coverage on your plant, but eventually you sort of figure out a pattern and make it work. So I just like to go around the outside and then into the middle if it needs it. We can go ahead and throw that in there, go ahead and clean up a little bit while we wait for our plants to grow. We do have Kyle Cooley here who wants a deal. I am actually going to take this deal. Well, no, we'll still take it for late night. That's going to be fine. And our plants are ready to harvest. So we can go ahead and do exactly that. And you can see here that these are now premium quality marijuanas. And we can go ahead and package them up for tonight. We'll continue taking deals for the late night, and I will start planting a new batch of flowers. And a little tip here as well, once the bin is full, stuff just sort of sits on top of it. I actually prefer to instead throw all of my trash in a little corner, right? And the reason I like to do that is because if we grab ourselves a trash bag, we can either empty this whole bin or empty everything in this circle into a bag. So I'm going to let this build up for a little bit and I'll show you the benefits of that. For right now, I'm going to empty this and we'll take this out to the recycling and see how much money we get for a full bag. And then we can compare it to what we get when we do it on the floor. So that's going to give us $9. That is okay. It's not that fantastic, but it's not that bad. We can close this door and I will begin packaging all of the product we just harvested. I am also going to start doing counter offers. I'm going to offer them one more push. I'm going to raise the prices to be a fair-ish price. I like to go a little bit over. So I'm going to offer this guy 3 for 120 rather than the 2 that he wanted to buy. 99% of the time they're going to say yes. And that is just a nice little way to sell a little bit more product. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and package these all up. And to do that, I am going to have to go back to the shops and grab a few more baggies. And while you're here, it's always a good idea to check if there's anything new for sale, because while you do level up at nighttime, you actually secretly gain those levels during the day as you are doing things. So you can see here, we already have long life soil unlocked. So I'm going to go ahead and buy 6 of those, as well as, I don't know, 60 baggies. That is going to mean I'm going to need to put some more cash in my ATM, but that is going to be absolutely fine. We could also grab a toilet if we wanted to, but I don't think that's going to be particularly necessary. That is all I'm going to grab for now, so I'll go ahead and throw a little bit more cash into the ATM, deposit another $100 or so, and go and buy that. Now, the good thing about long life soil is that it lasts twice as long. So the normal soil can only be used to grow one thing. This just lasts 2 uses before expiring. Eventually, we will also unlock ultra long life soil, and that is going to be even better. But for right now, this is all we need. So we're going to head back to the motel room. I'll go ahead and finish packaging up the rest of my product, and we will go from there. Alright, we now have 1 standard marijuana left, and we have 32 premium marijuanas. Now, these are almost grown. We do have to wait until a late night before we can start our deliveries, but we did get 4 texts in the meantime asking for quite a lot of product. So for this 8 one, I'm just going to say yes immediately because I don't want to risk that big of a deal. But for Ludwig here, we can go ahead and give him a counter offer for, I don't know, 120. See if he wants to take it, and then we'll schedule that for late night. I'm going to do the exact same thing with these other 2 and see how it goes. Right, we have now quite a few deals lined up. We have 10, 13, 21, 24, 29, 33, 36. We can't fulfill that order at the moment, so we are going to have to go ahead and harvest these again before we go out and deliver them. Thankfully, we still have 5 hours left, so that's not going to be a problem. For the moment, I'm just going to throw all of this right in there, and we'll go ahead and get these harvested as soon as they grow up. Alright, we now have quite a lot of product on hand. Throw those all in there. You can see we have, what's that, 65? That is definitely going to be more than enough. We did get a couple more offers coming in, so we'll go ahead and give them their quick little counter offers. We'll schedule all of these for late night, and then I will go ahead and set up a new round of plants. Alright, it is now time to go out and make our deliveries. We do have the police curfew in effect once again, so we're going to have to be careful. It also looks like my minimap is entirely wrong. So let me just fix that real quick. I believe it might be because my settings are not on 2x size. Yeah, there we go. That's refreshed it. And now we can actually see where things are meant to be. Yeah, that lines up quite a lot better. Okay, perfect. So it looks like we have a deal in here somewhere. I also need to press F3 to get rid of that. And yeah, I guess we're just waiting for this person to show up. It still isn't quite time to do these deliveries yet, so we might not see them just yet, but a couple of them might be around. For instance, these guys. Talk to Peggy, talk to Kathy, complete this deal. You get one of them and 3 of those just to get rid of that bad one. Does Peggy need one as well? Sorry. I don't know if you want one. Yeah, you do. Perfect. So you want 6 delivered, and I'm going to go around the town and get all of these to all of the people. And unfortunately, the police are here again, but I think our delivery might be in a slightly better location. I'm going to sneak behind this building, and we can do this a little bit more methodically than we did the first time. So I'm going to come right over here and see if we can't get this done with a little bit less drama. Okay, so they can't see me here. We're going to scooch right over, right up close to this. Then we're going to scooch over to here, hide behind this tree, crouch down, move away from it, and we can do the deal from right here. So now that we know how to do it, it's not so bad, right? And then we can just go ahead and run behind this building over here, make sure no one sees us. And just like that, we have $2,379 in our wallet. That is fantastic for day number 2, I think. So we are going to go home, probably go ahead and harvest those plants once again, make sure we build up all of that stock back up again. And yeah, I guess we'll go from there. Oh, looks like someone else might want a deal. We're going to do counter offer and say $200 please, and we'll deliver that right now. Basketball court, which is down here. This is a nice easy one, I believe. Yeah, we're actually going to walk there together. Come on. Come on, Jesse. Into the basketball court. Another little side note, you can actually pick up this baseball bat and use it as a weapon. Just in case you were curious. Alright, that is $2,619 in our bank account, or in our wallet, I should say, on the very second day. Absolutely fantastic. And you know what? I might even go ahead and talk to Mrs. Ming at this exact point, because we still need to wait for these to grow a little bit. But from there, we can go ahead and move these over without wasting any time at all, really, because time freezes at 4 a.m. We are getting a text from Albert Hoover reminding us that we do owe him $270. We can probably go ahead and pay that while we're out and about as well. Now, I don't 100% remember whether you need cash for this or this needs to be in your bank account, but we're going to see what can happen here. We're also going to give you a free sample, just see if you like our premium just that little bit better. Grab ourselves a new customer, and we do. And then we are going to go ahead and buy the room. 100% yes. That is done, and now we have a little bit more space. If we come right up here, we can open this up, and this is our new room. Absolutely fantastic. But we do need to go ahead and pay our supplier in order to get that done. I also believe we did just use our last 3 weed seeds, so we might need to go ahead and do that as well. In order to get cash in here, you just shift left or shift right click. You can also right click and scroll with the mouse wheel to get custom amounts. For right now, I'm just going to put $1,000 in and take the rest out. He only takes what is owed, so don't worry about putting in too much. You can always take the rest out later. And we should probably go ahead and set up another dead drop with him. I'm going to stick with the OG Kush for right now. I think that is going to do us absolutely fine. And we may as well just go for it and pay that off immediately as well. There we go. That is paid. We now have $1,279 in the bank account. Go Go ahead and read that message so that it's not staying there. And now we can go ahead and start moving our things over. So in order to do that, the most efficient way that I know how, I am firstly going to drop all of my stuff off, except for my trash grabber, because we might need that. So I'm going to run back to the motel room and grab a whole bunch of stuff. And actually, did I just put my scissors in there? I think I just put my scissors in there, and those plants are not harvested, so we are going to need those. Grab them, and now we can go over there and take all of our stuff. And this is where the game tells you how to pick up objects. Of course, we already knew that, so that is going to be fine, but we'll go ahead and harvest these 3 plants, probably package them all up while we're over here, except we might not actually have any baggies for that. So yeah, we might not do that, but we'll at the very least go ahead and harvest them, and then we'll strip this whole room and move everything over to our new digs. And it's probably at this point that I can show you the trash bag trick. So you can see everything in that trash pile is currently enclosed in this circle. Go ahead and bag that trash. That all gets now into one trash bag. We can take that over to the recycling machine. And if you remember last time we got $9, this is now going to give us 21. And we can make that pile as big as we want it to be, as long as we can get all of that trash into one circle. It will be absolutely fine. So we're going to continue on moving everything over, including our storage racks, which shouldn't be too much of an issue. I believe that is everything we actually need. I'm going to leave the trash can, the bed, and the TV here for the moment. Everything else is fixed in, and we can go over and set up our new place. Speaking of setting up new places, there is a website called Schedule 1 Blueprint. I will have a link to it down in the description below that lets you come up with a rough plan for where you want your different things to be. And I did go ahead and make one for this particular setup. I'm going to have 4 pot plants over here. I'm going to have my packaging station against this wall right next to the sink, which is going to involve moving that bin. And then I will have storage racks. I believe I will have a storage rack right in that corner. One right there. And then I will have, I'm just going to throw this down over here for the moment. I'm going to have the bed in this corner. This storage rack is going to live right there. There's going to be a gap in the middle. This storage rack will move eventually, but this bin needs to move for now so I can put the packing down there. And yeah, that's going to be about it for the moment. Nice and open. I'm going to eventually have a mixing station here and here. And yeah, that'll be about it. We're going to need a couple of more storage racks to get all this done, but in the long term, this should be pretty good to go. Do have that trash can in my inventory. I'm going to leave it in the bin in the storage rack for the moment because we don't really need it. And I will go ahead and... Can I get these planted? No, because... Well, actually, the dead drop is ready, so we can go ahead and get that planted. Go ahead and grab that dead drop, and we'll go from there. Looks like Uncle Nelson wants to talk. You've got a decent base of operations and a growing customer base. You'll be pulling in some proper cash now, but you'll need help managing all your customers. Time to think about recruiting a dealer. There's a guy, Benji Coleman, his name is, I think. He'll be the first dealer you can work with. You won't be able to hire a dealer until one of their friends has recommended you. Benji is friends with Peggy, Beth, and Ludwig. Focus on selling to them until one of them recommends you. So we'll absolutely be doing that. We do need to go ahead and grab this drop though, so we're going to do that. And we're going to head back to our brand new room and start planting these up. Right, and we are back. We can go ahead and grab out our supplies. We currently don't have any fertilizer, but that's going to be absolutely fine. As long as we water them before we harvest them, that will be a-okay. First thing we need to do, of course, is go ahead and throw that soil in, get the seeds planted, give them a water, and we'll be good to go. All right, with those planted and everything away, we can lastly go ahead and package up as much product of this product as we can. We currently only have 12 baggies and the stores are shut, but for right now, this will at least get us a little bit more into what we need to do tomorrow. So that should be absolutely fine. All right, and with that all said and done, these are now growing. We are going to go ahead and sleep for the night. And I think that is where we'll leave the episode. We're going to just double check how much XP we got. We got 500, so we are now Street Rat level 4. That's going to give us access to the sour diesel seed, fertilizer, which we'd already been using, the long life soil, some other stuff. Street Rat 5 as well is going to give us the pot sprinkler and the electric plant trimmers. I want to buy both of those pretty much immediately. And it's also going to give us access to the mixing station with Hoodlum level 1. So day 2, we have officially gone from Street Rat to Hoodlum. We've unlocked a new region, which is Westville. That's going to give us 10 more potential customers, another dealer, and another supplier. And things are looking good. So that is where we're going to leave it for today. We're going to go ahead and make sure that we go ahead and save. It does always save when you sleep, so keep that in mind. But that's it. We've moved out of the RV into a motel room, into this room, in just 2 days. 1,300 in the bank. If you did go ahead and like that episode, make sure to go ahead and leave a comment and a like on the video for the sake of engagement. If you haven't already, consider subscribing, consider becoming a member of the channel so you get early access to all of our videos. But without further ado, I mean, until next time, happy building, happy growing. Bye, guys.